Hey, what's going on, you guys? It is the boy who cries, Super Saiyan, here today. And today I wanted to talk about retcons, specifically retcons in Dragon Ball. If you're familiar with Dragon Ball, then you know that retcons are something that is very prevalent in the franchise. It's become a staple at this point, with a lot of them being good, some of them not being that good, and a lot of them being very, very questionable. Anyways, in this video, I wanted to talk about 5 retcons in particular that I think were pretty impactful to the story. So I'm not going to beat around the bush, let's go ahead and get into it. And I should add that this list is in no particular order, so do keep that in mind. Anyways, first on the list, I have Beerus and Planet Vegeta. This is a big one. Now the crazy thing about the destruction of Planet Vegeta is that it might have already have been retconned already. When we first heard about Planet Vegeta, it was from Raditz, and he stated that Planet Vegeta was destroyed by a meteor. And it wasn't until the Namek saga that we learned anything else about it. Now it is possible that Toriyama already had in his mind that Frieza was the cause of Planet Vegeta's destruction, and he simply knew that Raditz was not aware of the actual truth about his planet. However, that doesn't really matter. In universe, this was the first thing we learned about Planet Vegeta. However, we learned that the real story was that Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta. And that was what we thought was the truth for many, many years, up until the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods movie. In this movie, we were introduced to the character of Beerus, the god of destruction. And we were told that Beerus was actually the one who ordered Frieza to destroy Planet Vegeta. Now, I should add that it is debatable when we learned about Beerus telling this to Frieza, and depending on the translation, this actually could have occurred later, possibly in the Resurrection of F movie. But the most important thing is that this is now the case in the Dragon Ball Super era of Dragon Ball. And this is a really big deal. Frieza being the one to destroy Planet Vegeta was a great way to connect him and Goku to each other. It's one of the reasons why Frieza is such a great and iconic villain, as he is the one responsible for destroying Goku's home world and his family. The reason why he was sent to Earth in the first place. So by having Beerus being the one to order Frieza to do that, it does kind of take away from that great character dynamic. Even with Vegeta as well, as we saw Vegeta, a man who is so egotistical, so full of pride, cry because of the torment that he dealt with under Frieza. So yeah, that's a pretty big retcon right there. Moving forward, I have S-Cells. Now this retcon really deserves a video of its own, but I'm just gonna go over some of my thoughts in this video. In the 2017 Q&A, Toriyama introduced the concept of S-Cells and explained that S-Cells are microscopic cells that exist in every single Saiyan, and that Saiyans of a gentler nature will have more S-Cells, making it easier for them to become a Super Saiyan. This came not too long after the introduction of Universe 6 Saiyans, and we saw just how easy it was for them to transform into Super Saiyans, and we also got the Tinkly Back controversy shortly after. This was most likely a way to explain just why the newer Saiyans that we were getting introduced to had an easier time becoming Super Saiyan when Goku and Vegeta had a much more difficult time than they did. Like I said, this probably deserves its own video, so I'll save my deeper thoughts for that so that I don't bog this video down too much. But yeah, the next retcon that I wanted to talk about is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now this retcon is pretty fresh. Just got it in Dragon Ball Daima, and I will say this is probably one of the only retcons that I'm not mad at. And as much as it is a retcon, it's not really that hard to wrap your head around, as Vegeta is an incredibly strong character and he's achieved greater forms than Super Saiyan 3 at this point. So him being able to go Super Saiyan 3 is not really too crazy. But the biggest point of interest in this retcon is just why he didn't use it earlier, as he had many times where he could have put it to use, such as his fight against Beerus in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, or even in Dragon Ball Super Broly, where he displayed a lot of transformations. Regardless, we could just chalk this up to him not seeing the need to use it. However, this is obviously a retcon. Obviously, Vegeta never had the transformation before, and it's something new for the Dragon Ball Daima. But like I said, I'm not mad at it. I'm sure many fans are mad at it as well, and it is possible that we may have seen it before in another series, but I'll save that discussion for another day. So the fourth retcon that I wanted to talk about was the creation of Majin Buu. Now at this point, Majin Buu's origins are pretty convoluted. Originally, he was thought to have been created by Bibidi's father. But sometime after that, Toriyama came out and stated that Majin Buu had existed since time immemorial, or the creation of the universe. But in Dragon Ball Daima, we now have a third origin for Majin Buu, and it was revealed that Majin Buu was in fact created by Marba, a witch from the demon realm. So his origin story has changed 3 times already. That's Dragon Ball for you. Now last on this list is the creation of the Dragon Balls. Early in this series, we learned that the Dragon Balls were originally created by the Namekians, and that Kami, who became the god of Earth, created the Dragon Balls on Earth. We then learned about the Super Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball Super, and that these Dragon Balls are the original Dragon Balls that was created by Zalama, and that Namekians shaved off pieces of those Super Dragon Balls in order to create their Dragon Balls. Now, there's a lot of problems with that explanation, but recently in Dragon Ball Daima, we now learned about another set of Dragon Balls that were created in the Demon Realm. And based off the information we have about the Demon Realm, it appears as if the Demon Realm existed before the creation of the multiverse. So it is possible that these Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm may be the first Dragon Balls ever created. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the Super Dragon Balls were created before then. It's not really clear as of this moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Regardless, the origins of the Dragon Balls are very convoluted as of this moment. Which Dragon Balls came first? Zalama's Dragon Balls or the Dragon Balls created by Neva that exist in the Demon Realm? But that is my list for some of the biggest retcons in Dragon Ball. Obviously, there are many more, as retcons are pretty prevalent in the series. So if you guys like this video, I could do a part 2 and make this a series in and of itself, but that depends on how much you guys enjoyed this video. With that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And it's the boy who cries, Super Saiyan, signing out. Bye.